What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Theme Weaver, the virtual yoga studio here on YouTube for both yoga practitioners as well as teachers who really appreciate when meaningful messages, insight, story is woven into the asana. Today, I have a 60-minute yin practice, ideally before bed. So, this is for your lower back, your hips, a deep stretch so that you have the best slumba ever. Hence why I am wearing some pajamas. Pro tip, maybe don't do this now, but I like to shower or take a bath before doing a yin practice so that right when you finish, you just feel ready to slip into those sheets and just knock out for some sleep. But today, just set your vibe. I love to light some incense, a candle, get some moody lights going on. Set that up while we are getting ready together. This one will definitely help open the hips and the lower back, as I said, but it also has messages around emptying, having the admirable skill of coming to something open and having a willingness to almost be a beginner, which you definitely lose a little bit in some ways the longer you practice. So I'll tell you this really famous Zen story that'll help give you that picture. You also might benefit from grabbing some props like a bolster if you have one, blankets, socks, sweatshirts, as yin is a passive practice in which you hold the postures for an extended period of time. I always find that I get a little bit chilly and cold. So set yourself up for success. If you love this class plan, especially the story and the thematic element, and you're a teacher who wants to share it with your students, check out the description because I have an awesome class planning subscription that will alleviate the class planning grind for you and give you this class plan. So the thematic script, the sequence, the playlist, everything you need to feel ready to go. Without further ado, let's do it. We'll begin in some version of a seat of meditation. I like to wedge a bolster under my hips, lift your hips higher than your knees, and maybe crisscross applesauce or sit in another way that works for your joints and your bones. Then place your hands somewhere on your knees or in your lap, whatever feels most natural. Recruit the muscles of your back to stack, but also allow your jaw to go slack. As for the eyes, gaze down at the floor and see nothing really in particular, or you could also close your eyes. A university professor goes to visit a Zen master, and the Zen master pours the professor a cup of tea. And he's pouring and pouring until the cup overflows. And the professor couldn't take it anymore. And he says, "It's over full. The cup can take no more." And the Zen master says, "Just like this cup, you are coming to me with your opinions, your preconceived ideas. How am I meant to teach you Zen until you empty your cup first?" As if your body and your mind are a cup, use these first few moments of opening meditation just to see what you're bringing to your yoga mat today, what you're bringing to your practice. Beginning with even just a few minutes in meditation sets the energetic tone for the rest of the practice. As you move into your first yin yoga position, try to keep your eyes downcast, the bridge of your nose, or closed. And as if moving in slow motion, set butterfly position, adjusting the legs and the feet. Use your hands to help kiss the soles of your feet together and then splay and split the knees out. Lean your chest forward until you feel a tug and a pull on your lower back. And once you feel that, round your spine and curl until your face falls in the direction of your feet. If you notice that a prop here would be supportive, like wedging pillows under the knees or lace a bolster between your chest and your legs, can go ahead and do that. Really good. About halfway there. Notice if there's a place that you could soften. And instead of trying to do something or get further, gain anything, practice more so pouring out, releasing, get out of the way, emptying this metaphoric cup of your body and of your mind. Move like molasses. Really slowly press into your hands. Lift your back and take a second there to feel any effects. And then set up the second yin yoga position, a straddle stretch. Lengthen your legs not only forward but also out. Fan them from the groin. Now, if you need to adjust your bolster, you might want to lift the hips up a little bit higher so that your pelvis can tilt forward, or maybe prop the knees a little bit if it's a strong stretch. But once you find the placement that's good for your legs, walk your hands forward until you feel the right amount of stretch along your hamstrings, near your groin, your abductors and adductors, and your lower back. Just about another minute more in this straddle stretch. See if there's a place where you could soften. Less about doing and more about undoing. Less about filling and more about emptying. Wow, this is poetic and beautiful. A really practical way to do this is to bring your mind to the place where you feel your breath the best. And do your best then to hold your mind on your breathing as it is. Very natural, normal breath. No need to manipulate the breath in any certain way. But in paying attention to the breath as it is, you're no longer taking in anything more, not filling up the metaphoric cup of your mind with new thoughts. That's really the heart of the practice, is paying attention to the breath as it is. And go ahead and slowly pick yourself back up. Again, moving like molasses. And once you're up. Take a second there to feel. And you might need to use your hands to help move into the next position. Caterpillar pose, from wide legs to legs together. Might slide and glide the legs into one piece. If you haven't sat on a bolster or a pillow, now might be a good moment to do so. Or if you rather them under your knees, set yourself up with your props if you'd like. And almost like Paschimottanasana from other styles of yoga, lean your chest forward as if your chest was a blanket and you were just draping it over your thighs. Lean forward until you feel your legs pull, your lower back stretched, and then release your head towards your quads or your knees to round over your legs. Approach, encounter, and relate to each posture just like you did your meditation. Meditate on your breath, be with your breath, and let that help your body empty out of all this tension, all this tightness, and any mental clutter or preconceived ideas, opinions, to dos. It's just emptying out before bed. I'm doing great. Just about another minute in this caterpillar position. It's important to remain in the passive postures for a few minutes so that the stretch can go beyond your muscles and into your connective tissues. Your tendons and your ligaments are just more dense, more stubborn material than muscle. Where your muscle is like elastic, connective tissues, fascia, tendons, ligaments, They're more like plastic. They need time, they need pressure, and they need patience to pour out in their own time. So, about a breath or two more. And with mindfulness and awareness, slowly roll your way out. Lift your back up and take a second here just to notice how you feel, so that your yin yoga postures don't rush on from one pose to the next, but there's a moment between them to experience the byproduct, the benefit, the result of that stretch. So notice what you feel. And set yourself up for your next yin yoga position, half shoelace position. Fold your right leg on top of your left and almost pile the right knee on top of your left. Walk the hands forward and use them as a prop to lift yourself out of the stretch if it's strong, or keep creeping and crawling your hands forward until you feel a tug. This might be enough for you. It is plenty. It is perfect. No pressure to go further or deeper. However, if you'd like to, you could also fold the left leg underneath so that both feet are bookending your hips, kind of like Gomukhasana cow face legs, but yin energy of softening. And with the shape, work into the outer edges of your hips, your IT band, a place in which most people are chronically tight. So if it feels intense, just know that you're not the only one who experiences that. See if you can soften around that edge. Good. In super slow motion, roll your way back up, whether both legs are bent and tucked in or one. Take a second here, sitting to feel the effects. And then, not long, but to counter all of the forward bending, take a reverse tabletop position. Plant your feet in front of you with your knees bent, and then stamp your hands behind you, either fanned out a little bit or even flipped to turn and face back. Take a few breaths and lift your hips up. It doesn't have to be the strongest version of your reverse tabletop. There's no one to impress. But just feel the backside turn on for a couple of breaths. If your neck is okay, you could even let your head fall back to expose your chest, open your throat. And then lower your hips back down to the floor. Crisscross your legs and roll over, tabletop position. And then downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up. The next Yin Yoga position, dragonfly. Step your right foot outside the right hand, and then lower the left knee down to the ground. Lean into the stretch, almost like your hips sink down towards the floor. The front of your left hip, that's your psoas muscle. And then the back of your right leg into your glute, your piriformis. You might notice either or both of these sheaths of muscle stretching in this position.
Close to violet on a Sunday, nearly made it into bloom, but I know, oh, the ordinary Monday turning back to blue. Long for what's to come.
And just like that college professor coming to the Zen master, having all of his opinions and his ideas, his accolades, his titles, you might be coming to the yoga practice with these preconceived notions or ideas about yourself and your ability. Like, my hips are always tight, or this side is always worse than the other. And in this way, it's like you're already a full cup. But just as an experiment, play with not buying into that belief or putting that belief down, pouring those ideas out, and approaching the practice with less certainty and with more curiosity. If you're up on your hands and you want to play with dropping down to your elbows and your forearms, just for the last bit of time here, you could do so.
Long for what's to come. Keep forgetting how to make it known before it's already gone. Looking back too soon is how you know. Did the moment even make it past the room?
If you drop down to your elbows and forearms, press into your hands, lift back up, move slow. Tuck and curl your back left foot And step back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and lower your knees down towards your mat. Swing your feet out to one side so you can sit. And then straighten your legs out in front of you so you can set up your half shoelace position on the other side. This time it's your left leg that folds over your right leg. And you might start half style, and about halfway through, you might bend the bottom leg up and in. But take it to that place where you feel the stretch on the back of your legs and along the outer rim of your legs, all the way up into your lower back.
Why did you cut me up, bring me out, and leave me high and dry? You were the laughter that kept me alive. You were hello when I was goodbye. An ember that flickered and then faded away. You were the summer, I was that same old shit in me. Now you're gone, and I'm losing my mind, losing my mind, I'm losing my mind. Now you're gone. Why did you cut me up, bring me out, and leave me high and dry? High, high, high. Now you're gone. Now you're gone.
If you wanted to fold your bottom leg under and across, you might do so now, or remain as you are.
Kept me alive. I said, hold on. You said goodbye.
This practice is so supportive, especially before sleep. And this idea of not bringing all of the stuff from the day with you into your bed. You don't have to carry every conversation, every to-do list, just whatever it is that the day filled you up with, all that stress. This practice helps you let go of some of that, helping you become more spacious, both in your body, more space in your hips and your low back, but especially in your mind, becoming more of an empty cup so that you can receive more rest, more relief. In slow motion, pick yourself up and take a second to feel any effects. And set up your reverse tabletop to counter all the forward bending. Place your feet flat. Stamp your hands back and lift your hips up. Notice a stretch in your chest. You might roll the head back. Lightly touch your hips down and then crisscross your shins and roll over, downward facing dog. Your dragon posture on the other side. Step your left foot outside your left hand. Bend your right knee and let it touch down to the floor. As if your hips are an anchor, sink your hips down into all that sensation, the stretch along the front of your right hip, your psoas, and then the back of your left leg and glute, your piriformis. Sense if you would like to take it lower, and it's a-okay if not, but if you choose, you might drop down to your elbows. In slow motion, press into your hands. Curl your back toes under and then step to downward facing dog. Bend your knees and lightly touch your knees down to the ground. Sweep your feet out to one side so you can sit again. The next Yin Yoga position, half saddle. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see better if you need. If you've got a pillow or a bolster, you might connect it to your lower back. And then fold your right leg to the side and then back. So your right shin and the top of your right foot are flat on the floor. If you notice that that's a little much on your right knee, you could also lift your hips a bit by sitting on your bolster and then trying again. It might give your knee, less of a compression, less sensation there by lifting your hips up. Once you find the placement that's just right for your body, see if you can lean back on your hands until you notice a stretch along your right quadricep. If your knee and your ankle on the right side are okay, explore if you can drop to your elbows. And maybe, just maybe, if you're doing okay, you might lie all the way down. Feel the pull along the front right leg, as well as a bit of a bend in your low back, especially if you reclined all the way down.
I could feel it in my bones. There was something going on. That shade of doubt hanging around. Got on. 'Cause darling, there is nothing right when all you seem to do is lie. Those days are gone. I'm walking tall while you're alone. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better, better off. When I look at what I've done now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off. Baby, you don't belong. Your love was cold, heart made of stone. But I'm just fine, I'm gonna shine, I'm alright. I'm
If you
celebrating.
lie all the way back, press into your elbows a little bit to help you lift up and out. Slowly straighten your right leg out to meet your left. Take a second there to feel.
And so it goes, tables turn, you're on your own. When I think about the way we used
Before changing sides, fold your left leg to the side and back, the top of your left foot on the floor. Ideally, notice if your ankle is flexing and the toes are pointing out to the side. Try as best as you can to point them back so you get this ankle stretch as well as this deep compression and bend in the left knee. You can always lift your hips up to help make that happen. And either stay here or take it down to the place that feels right. Whether you're on your elbows or even lying all the way back. Slowing down like this helps your body let go. Let go of holding patterns. It helps your mind let go of looping or replaying past situations and return to present moment respiration and sensation. Draw your mind back to the place where you feel the stretch, your left quad and hip. That compression in your lower back. And notice it feels like you have less tension in your physical body and less clutter in your mental body. The practice wants to help you pour out so that you can be prepared to receive the rest of sleep. If you recline back, dig the elbows into the ground, use your belly, only the amount required to pick up. And slowly straighten your left leg out to meet your right. Take a second here to sit and notice. Roll your way down to lying flat on your back. The final Yin Yoga posture before Shavasana, a reclined twist. Buckle and bend your knees, pull them into your chest. Swipe your knees to the right and allow them to fall on your bolster or your pillow or the floor. And then open your arms out to the sides. Turn your head to the left. Very slowly, draw your legs into your chest. Take your hands to your shins. and change sides. Eventually, your legs pass over to the left side, your head turns to the right side. Notice how this twist helps your lower back finally release and unlock. Because of your practice in these yin yoga poses, notice if you feel more spacious, less full, and more empty, priming and preparing your body to receive rest. Slowly work your legs back up through the center. And then set up a shavasana. Lie down on your back. Sometimes it feels nice to put a pillow or a bolster under your knees, helping your lower back connect with the floor. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Again, inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. And one more time, inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Sweep your tongue across your teeth. Swallow. And roll up to the left side, a fetal position. Press into your top hand and make your way up to sitting. Just a moment here to close in meditation, just like we started. I hope you feel more relaxed and ready to receive rest. Hands at heart center, take a breath in. And then exhale, bend forward, just to seal your practice. Inhale, lift back up. Thank you so much for being here and practicing with me. I hope you sleep like a baby, and until the next video, namaste. Bye.